Anthony for breakfast, Albany 783 M. Well, more than 1 million Aussies are going to receive a letter from their own super fund urging them to switch where their retirement money is held after 13 big-name funds failed the financial watchdog's test. We're going to find out what this all means from money expert Michelle Maynard. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning, Anthony.
Underperforming super funds. What's happening?
Yeah, so basically the ATO put a report out. They've got a new tool called My Super, which is basically putting all the super funds on notice to say they are going to be looked at and they're going to be rated. And so 13 funds have basically come back and said that they do not meet standards in terms of investment return and fees. And seeing that there is $56 billion worth of Australians' money in those 13 funds, they better pick up their game and they need to tell their fund members about it.
Wow. What does that mean?
So basically it means that they are on notice, and so they aren't allowed to, they're going to be looked at again in another year, and if they fail this in two consecutive years, they're not going to be allowed to take on any more members. Now that's good for new members not joining a fund that's not performing, but it doesn't help their existing members, which is why the funds have to write to their members to say, look guys, I'm really sorry, but we've failed these tests that have been set for us, industry standards, in terms of how many fees we charge and what rate of return you get on your investment. So their investors know, their members know, and they can make choices to move their super elsewhere if they want to.
All right. So what happens if these 13 funds don't improve?
So they're going to be named and shamed again. They have been named this year. And then basically it means that they've been put on notice and they'll be looking at sanctions. Not only, they won't be able to take on new members, they might get penalties and fines. So it's really the first time in a long time that super funds have been looked at so closely. And seeing it's the biggest asset that a lot of us have outside of our family home, I think it's about time that they were put on notice.
It's a bit of a shake-up for us. What should we look for in a super fund?
Yeah, so the My Super tool on the ATO website is kind of helping us look at apples with apples, because I think it's a lot of things that we don't understand. You need to look at low fees and then decent returns. And the returns you're looking at depends on what different level of life you're at. If you're coming nearer to retirement, you might want steadier investments that aren't so volatile, whereas if you're younger, you might go for high growth assets because you've got a long time to build up that nest egg before retirement. But definitely the fees that your super fund is charging and how much you're getting in return on that are two key things that you should be looking at. And the My Super tool on the ATO website is going to help you decipher that a little bit easier.
Michelle Maynard, money expert. Thanks for the heads up, Michelle.
Pleasure.
We'll talk again soon.